my first impression was like, these are people dressing a little too young for themselves, maybe.
Well, they're still at the club every night, which is already age inappropriate. So it seems like they are in a state of like arrested development. I was going to say that in high school, the idea of getting to keep a life and seeing on a daily basis my best friend every day for even 10 years after high school seemed like the most comforting thing I could think of. And watching this time, now being older, I realize how it stunts you, and you have a fear of outgrowing each other, and you don't know anything else. And it's like, this is when you're supposed to figure that out. This is when you get the grace period to be stupid and to try things. And they're trying nothing except for new clothes.
Oh, I thought that too. And I thought at the end of the movie, like, maybe this is a friendship. Maybe they should drift apart.
It seems it's codependent.
Codependent, yeah.
It does.
But then, they're happy. Why do they have to? What I really mean is like, guys, find a husband already.
They're happy, but they're constantly seeking. The nightclub scene is so important. It's everything about what is their current feeling about their life. They put on their clothes. They go to all these lengths to get the cutest thing they could possibly find. They look amazing. They go to the club and they're disappointed because there are absolutely no guys here tonight. But
they don't seem like they even want to look for guys.
That is what they are. That is their whole intent. And now maybe if we'd seen the play, the girls' room play or whatever, that we would know more about. Maybe that seems like the biggest connection to the play is like they're literally in a nightclub. But the fact that they go night after night after night, and they go so often that they have a choreographed dance that they do, which involves not dancing with any men. They seem to be saying they're looking for something and saying they're trying to progress their lives in some way, but not really meaning it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
they're saying it, but it doesn't actually seem like they're interested. Do they have a lot of casual sex with guys? Do they do drugs? Like what do they like? What do they want to do? What are their interests?
They almost seem like they are in a chosen Groundhog's Day situation.
Yeah, they're in a rut.
I think they just exactly do the same thing every single day. Mm-hmm. And they never explain why Michele doesn't have a job. And I mean, she's insanely talented. Just being able to make those kinds of clothes, you don't know this, but I know it from watching Project Runway a lot, that making anything tight or stretchy is like the hardest fucking thing to do. Because you can't just lay it down, cut it, and put it on. For it to fit with everything they wear. I'm just saying, if they're saying she made this shit in a day, she should have a fucking job.
Yep.
But why doesn't she?
Our introduction to Romy and Michele, our first look is they're in their palatial mansion and they're laying in twin beds next to each other, watching Pretty Woman. Let's take a look.
Even though we've watched Pretty Woman like 36 times, I never get tired of making fun of it.
Oh, I know. Aw, poor thing. Look, they won't let her shop. Yeah, like those sales girls in Beverly Hills aren't bigger whores than she is.
I know.
So,
the fact that they're sitting in side-by-side twin beds, they don't have their own bedroom. I think that answers your question. They're not fucking anybody. What are they going to do, have Fargo sex? You can't, women don't tend to bring home a fella and casually fuck them in front of their friend. Just a little tip, a little inside peek at being a woman, being this woman anyway.
I felt very proud of myself for instantly making the connection that is so super obvious. I'm
proud of you too.
They're like Beavis and Butthead.
Hot take. How are they like Beavis and Butthead, Matt?
In the oral history,
oh my God, they're even wearing the right colors.
Over and over again, that the pitch of the movie was, this is Beavis and Butthead but women.
Was it?
I mean, I don't know if that was like in the official synopsis, but they said as like they're meeting with actors and stuff. They're saying this is like a Beavis and Butthead or a Dumb and Dumber or a Wayne's World, but with women. But the Beavis and Butthead connection, like I was astounded because they glom on so well to them. We have like your 1990s end of history slackers. Like these people have no ambition. They don't have outside relationships or interest in even the things that they say they like. Like I want to meet men at the club to fuck.
Well, in any outside person, it only serves as a source of something they get to tell each other or make fun of in front of each other. That's it. That is it.
Yes. And in fact, they're mean to outsiders.
Completely.
When the nice lady at the high school reunion,
Toby,
yes, is
fuck off.
That's
Janeane Garofalo, but
she's like, she says to Michele, like, you look so good, I'm so happy to see you, and Lisa Kudrow's just like,
that's what she does.
yeah.
I know all of Lisa Kudrow's
So
lines.
yes, they're very hostile to outsiders. Romy has a job. She's like a cashier basically, but and Michele is unemployed, but they can afford this apartment together, just like how Beavis and Butthead have a house, don't have parents, have no supervision, as Lacey is fond of pointing out.
It's upsetting.
And yeah, they dismiss everyone else, but more than that, they glom on perfectly to their analog. So Romy is Butthead.
Got it.
Right. She's the more alpha. Mm-hmm. She is the one who is more confident, has plans, has schemes. She considers herself the smart one of the two, even though she doesn't really have a reason to do. And there's lots of indications that her friend is the smarter, but
she's taken on that role because maybe deep down she feels like that she's not the hot one. So she will assign herself the smart one.
She still feels like that's the role from back in high school when she had a pillow under her shirt to show how fat she was.
Right, even though she's just as pretty, in my opinion.
Yeah, and yeah, a little bit condescending about their friend. So Michele is Beavis, happy to be led, innocent, takes the abuse, doesn't question it. Nicer, even sweet. I think Beavis is a sweetheart.
You've won me on that.
And crucially, is actually the smart one, but like doesn't have the confidence or like the self-awareness to realize this, or question this dynamic.
And hardly ever has the motivation or inclination to even do it. Mm-hmm. Would rather continue to be led than to ruffle feathers.
Their lives would be better if they got out of this state of dependency. Beavis would flourish without Butthead. Michele would be running California without Romy. And then, like kind of like has like more mainstream tastes, but maybe is like afraid, maybe needs to suppress it a little bit. Well,
and yeah, afraid of being the target of the other one's abuse, because they've probably learned how to make fun of people and how to gawk at people and things, and it's like when I've also had an emotionally abusive best friend, and it's like I loved anytime anyone would do something stupid or say something dumb in front of me because it gave me something to go feed my friend. Like, you're never gonna guess it, and it was just, I knew I'd be rewarded for it.
So yes, when they're watching Pretty Woman and they're like Beavis and Butthead making fun of it, and then Lisa Kudrow kind of betrays she might like this movie more than
Pretty Woman
than Romy does. And I was very much reminded of this scene from the recent revival season of Beavis and Butthead. Let's take a look.
Pretty Woman.
Oh my God, listen to that sad music as she leaves.
It's like boo-hoo. But it is actually kind of sad.
What?
This is
Beavis and Butthead.
This song kicks ass. Yeah. Yeah, the video kicks ass too.
What? What did you just say?
Oh, I said yeah, I didn't say anything.
I thought I heard you say this kicks ass. Did you say that, Beavis?
No, I was talking about something else.
Don't lie to me, Beavis.
See, it's a repercussion for having those thoughts.
Yeah.
It's such a small world that they've allowed themselves to exist in. I mean, it's classic abuser behavior to isolate the person you want to control, and they do live in isolation. And
yeah, you don't need a job, Michele. You don't need to go talk to other people.
You don't need to live by your family and friends. Let's move to LA.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We want to live in LA. That's our plan, isn't it?
You know how we want to live
okay.
and continue to make me everything I need. In fact, you can't have a full-time job because I'm going to need a new outfit every single day. And I'm going to be so dismissive about how long this takes you to make. I'm going to go look at a catalog and say, you make this, I'll get the car. It's like, do you know how hard it is to make an impeccably tailored suit?
Do you even care?
She doesn't care. It is completely underrated, and it's horse shit.
You can have either read on the movie, this is a toxic relationship, or this is not a healthy relationship, at least for one of them. Or, hey, maybe they're both happy. Maybe Michele likes it. Maybe she wants to be the worm, the sub. They're happy together, and they're
happy and they're codependent.
The time after time, the sequence at the prom where they ultimately just dance with each other to Time After Time. Like I was reading the lyrics of Time After Time, and you're like, okay, so this song sounds like it's about a romantic relationship, but it can also
I assumed it was
easily just be about a platonic relationship, just be about friendship. And sort of this movie's like, friendship can also be the point of life.
Yeah.
The point of life doesn't have to be just one thing. You can also find meaning and fulfillment in your friends. Yeah. We talked about Romy's voice. Here's what the people who made the movie said. David Merkin said, "I contend to this day that Elizabeth Holmes must have been a fan. That voice is pure Mira. Even the way she went about her con is kind of Romy and Michele-ish. They claim to have invented something and tried to look and sound the part. Isn't that exactly what Elizabeth did?" Their Post-it scam didn't last quite as long, though. About 3.5 minutes, to be precise. Mira Sorvino said the voice is a little John Wayne, a little Captain Kirk, but mostly her sister, Amanda. Yeah. Lacey.
That is very believable. I'm pretending to be older than I am. Please pass me the car keys and the right to vote. Thank you.
David Merkin said, like, he learned on The Simpsons, you want to have contrast in your voices. That will be less distracting to people. It makes things funnier. Because the original idea was they're going to sound just like each other,
The
aren't
South
they?
Park dilemma.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yes, it's why Cartman's character stands out. He has the most distinctly different voice. And why Stan and Kyle mesh together.
Even though they're two different people. Yeah. Two different voices.
Yeah, I know, but they still...
So, hey, instead of you both doing sort of like a ditzy airhead sort of thing, Romy, Mira Sorvino says, like, I'm going to do a more masculine voice. And she didn't tell anybody she was going to until the camera started rolling.
Wait, is that true in Mighty Aphrodite as well? Because how jarring.
I'm sure not.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is Elizabeth Holmes, though. It's crazy, with also Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles, I think.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to do a Ninja Turtle voice. Oh.
All right, so they go to the club, and the scene where Michele says she doesn't like throwing up. This was a line. Well, first, let's hear it.
Hey, remember that time I barfed from bad Mexican food? It was so gross.
Oh my God, I hate throwing up in public.
Me too.
Okay, that was a line from the original play, and the way that it was written was just sort of like a Me Too, like they're just like having a conversation. Yeah, me too. But Lisa Kudrow read it as like, oh my God,
Me
we're
too.
soulmates.
Right.
I can't believe we both hate throwing up in public.
Oh my God. Right.
And
you swim in the water? Me too.
Yeah, Robin Schiff realized like, oh, that's what that line is all about. That's who this character is.
Right, because why else tell the story? Why else reply to it that way? Because Mira Sorvino's character is doing a Me Too right there, but she doesn't say Me Too. But her whole response is like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Then we follow Romy to her job. She works at a Jaguar, dealership, rental place?
Dealership.
Okay, and Janeane Garofalo enters the movie. She's an old classmate from Tucson, Arizona at their high school, and she, says, we're having a reunion. Wait.
Yeah, she tells her about the reunion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Janeane Garofalo.
I've always liked her.
Mm-hmm.
She's in several of my movies that I would consider load bring beam. I've always found her humor funny. What did you want to ask me about her?
Yeah, what's Heather's deal? Her character here.
Well, I mean, she's classic, completely shat on. Even the what would be considered a big dweeb in their school, Sandy Frink, would not return her affection. I mean, she couldn't have been lower on the social ladder. And then she invented something very useful and got a lot of money, but not a lot of therapy. So, you just continue being a more successful, even meaner version of your younger self, I guess.
She does kind of embody the idea that, like, all right, people, I was trod upon in high school, but one day I'm going to make something of myself and I'm going to be way more impressive than anybody else here.
She seems but she
still,
doesn't seem to rub it in anyone's face. She's just very matter of fact. She seems to be just as opinionated as she has ever been. Mm-hmm. She has the least of an arc.
But the reason she wants to go to the reunion is because she actually hasn't let go of.
But she says she's not going to go to it. But then she shows up at it, which is why
because
the plan is spoiled.
because
that Michele is not married to
Yes.
Sandy Frank, right?
And she's like, what, my crush from when I was in high school before I was super successful is going to be there. She hasn't actually let that go.
Right.
So then we get our first flashback of the film because they're looking at their yearbook. Now they're talking about old times. I contend that if they were high school friends who were still friends with each other, they would be talking about high school all the time.
Right. They wouldn't need a yearbook to fucking do it. It'd be
Yeah.
the only thing that they talk about. And you watched this entire scene and did not notice that Lisa Kudrow had a fucking back brace.
Yeah, she has because she has scoliosis. Is that
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I don't know. I thought
It's
that's
just a weird
thing
fashion
she's
choice.
wearing. Yeah.
Right.
No, I watched it again and it's obvious.
Okay,
I'm an idiot. I
fantastic.
miss things.
Great.
I also didn't notice Romy is supposed to be fat. I mean,
That's her whole thing, but that's ridiculous. There's nothing. I mean, it's a stupid thing to begin with.
they're at
but-
least like giving her padding
right.
to make like her stomach big. It isn't just she's coded as fat, but yeah, it's insane. Yeah, these are two incredibly gorgeous women who like no boys are giving them the time of day.
And really the only distinction between them and the rest of the class is that they have very advanced fashion sense, which because it is so on trend or ahead of trend, it makes them look like aliens. It makes them look weird instead of smart.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, their clothes are constantly remarked on by the A group in every scene. In every scene where the A group sees them in an outfit, they remark on their clothes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. So, okay.
Clothes are a huge way of being in or out. That's why they're so important. Why it was so important to me growing up. I read poor. To not have name brand stuff or to not have something. There's something about wearing something that is on trend that makes you look like you have more money than just wearing something classically nice. Because if you have money to spend on something that's only going to be popular for a month or two or a year at the most, that means you've got money to burn.
Oh.
Right. That's why it's a status symbol. If you can keep up with
Okay.
trends and keep up with Vogue, then it means something about your awareness of culture and your ability to afford.
To afford, yes. Okay. Well, see, this is why I don't care about fashion. It's so elitist.
You've dressed the same since you came out the womb in fucking cargo shorts.
They're
It
very
was very
practical.
chafy for your. They're so practical and
Lots
tactical.
of pockets. Mm-hmm. Well, but wait. It sounds like you're saying they're so fashion
They're fashion forward.
that they're before the trend. Like it reads as weird to other people,
Exactly.
which seems like it's against the point of
They read
being
as New
fashionable.
York because they're trying to socially climb to get out of Tucson, not to stay. So I mean, they've already decided we don't fit in, so we will make sure they know that they're the ones that are left behind. They don't actually ever get that point across, but that is how they feel. They feel superior to everybody else's
Mm-hmm.
outfits. It's a way of making themselves feel better for not being in the A group.
Yeah, they're not
And
in the A group.
They
They
very
only
poignantly aren't. And they realize it while they're going through the yearbook. They are not part of any group.
Yeah.
So Romy's grooming of Michele started from a very early age, and it completely insulated her.
They don't have prom dates. They go to the prom with each other. I was wondering, and I meant to look this up. Are we still doing prom king
Yeah.
and prom queen at
I
proms
don't-
today?
I think so.
Come on,
I don't fucking
Stop
It's been
it.
a minute since I've been.
stop doing it.
I will. Oh.
That's crazy that they would do that. I mean,
It's awkward. It's someone
not only
else's
that it's
date.
gendered, but we're gonna have a literal vote for who is the most liked.
But
I
it's not. It's not based on who's most liked. I didn't know that till I got to high school. You have to have a certain GPA. You have to have no disciplinary record, and you have to not owe the school any money. Those are the three requirements.
Oh.
That's why someone from the honors classes was our prom queen and not the actual most popular person at the school.
Were you aware of who were popular? And
Fuck yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
I had no notion. I remember a friend of mine saying well, the most popular girl in school is probably blank. And I was like, I've never heard that name in my
Yeah.
life. I looked her up in the yearbook. Don't know what she looks like. No.
Yeah.
And then I would mention this to other people and yeah, of course she is.
Right. Well, but I mean, I think you knew you were on the out from the jump. So I think your way of protecting yourself was to be completely oblivious and beyond it. You're more of a Romy, where I was more of a Michele.
And I've had some Michelles in my life too.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Sorry guys. Well, okay. They're at the prom. Romy is horny for Sandy. Sandy's his name, right?
God, no, Billy.
Billy. Wait, who's Sandy?
Sandy
these
Frank.
names. Okay, yes, Billy the jock.
You need a database like I have here.
I do. Okay, yes. Billy is the jock.
Billy Christensen.
Romy has a crush on him, and she's like, "Will you dance with me, please?"
I want to play a game. Will you dance with me? Yes, and Billy's balls are already firmly tucked in Christy Masters' purse because he runs over. That Michele girl wants to dance. What should I do? And then they ride off on a motorcycle and fuck.
It is very cruel. It's not as cruel as I thought it was going to be.
Right, he just didn't come back. But I mean, how long are you waiting? After you've noticed that the entire A group is gone, don't you just if Christy Master? Well, okay, never mind. She does. Christy, the mean girl, does run up and say, "You've ruined my life. He's leaving me for you." That's the really cruel part, is that Christy goes to Romy and makes it sound like Billy has this huge crush on her. Billy doesn't play the mean trick. It's really
true.
Christy.
That's true. Yeah. And so this is a prom that is after graduation, because they say this is the last time any of us will see each other. That is weird as hell to me. That you'd have
were getting the fuck out. And Romy's only there because she had mono and she lost a lot of weight and wanted to show.
But did you go to prom?
Of course. I went with my two best friends. So three females.
Were you trying to emulate this movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, no. I just wanted to go to prom. You know, it's at a hotel. It's not your school. It's your everybody. It's like your wedding day. You imagine yourself going, so you just got to go do it. Mm-hmm. I left immediately and did ecstasy at my house with my friends, which was awesome. It was a really fun day.
Drugs are great.
Drugs were great then.
They're so cool. And if you do them, like, you'll fucking rule.
I did for 3 hours, for however long.
But this prom was not after graduation.
No.
That's weird. What? I feel like once you're like halfway through that ceremony, you're like, I'm over it.
I almost didn't go to graduation because it was after graduation. Like, technically, I already did this. I don't need to be here for the paper.
I didn't go to graduation because it was after graduation.
Who?
You just said that.
Okay, but the act of graduating is different from graduation day, right? I already graduated as a senior. So technically, I did not need to walk across the stage. I was supposed to go to Pensacola on my family vacation that day. My entire family went in the morning, and one of my cousin-in-laws stayed behind to take me after I got done walking across the goddamn stage. I didn't need that part. I wanted to go to Pensacola, baby. That's what I'm saying. Graduation is after graduating. Yes, I'm telling you it is.
Okay.
It's just like it's just like a wedding. You don't really need that part. You just have to go get the paperwork.
Romy and Michele have a plan. And their plan is, let's just go to the reunion and we'll be impressive. Because they're like looking at their lives and they're like, our lives
We did the thing. We wanted to leave Tucson. We did it. We win, right?
But our lives are not as impressive as we thought.
Right.
They said, so they'll get a job, they'll get boyfriends, they'll lose weight, they'll be great. And they explain it as saying, we never really had a good reason, like going to reunion, to motivate us before.
Right.
Which is just like the ultimate, like, pre-social media. Because now all of life is a reunion. Now the only point of living is to impress other people who you don't talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're all dealing with high school and school of all kind are incredibly traumatic. Our entire lives are spent like rectifying or dealing with whatever happened to us during that time. Mm-hmm. And a reunion is a perfect just explosion of that feeling. So that's why I have not been to either of mine. I don't remember what was going on in the 10-year, but I know one of them I was either just had Sully or just given birth, or
your 20-year reunion was last year and you didn't know
I missed that on accident.
Yeah.
That was
but you wanted to go.
I did want to go because
why?
I there are people I like, there are people I want to see again. I do feel like I got pretty. There's a big part of that. My life is good. I turned out good. I don't know, there's this like impulse to let people know, fuck y'all.
But don't they know?
I don't know. I don't go on Facebook to let them know, you know. I assume that no one cares. Everyone cares about their own life. No one's thinking of me at all.
Yeah.
It's all very masturbatory.
And doesn't everyone just assume that like a reunion is like a real life Instagram? Like, okay, You came and you seemed very impressive. I know it's not real.
You go there to listen to the stupid songs that you really cared about on graduation day and act crazy.
I already do. I mean, I'm not crazy, but I listen to the same songs.
With people who went through the same thing. It's just a very specific moment in time that it happened with a group. You can't recreate it. It's impossible. It's like going to war. These are war buddies. And you reunite. Like, only you guys know what it was like to have this thing happen. It's reconnect.
It is like you're speaking Greek to me. Like I could not fathom.
Because you had one friend.
I had my senior year. I had more friends, and but I'm still friends with the only people I care about from high school.
You were so disconnected. You had already decided these people will never treat you well or want you, so you didn't want them. So it makes complete sense that you have no need to go back there, and it had no problem leaving it. I felt very differently. I was very attached. I moved around so much. I went to so many different schools. Anything I stayed with for any period of time seemed so important.
It's like
a time capsule.
Yeah.
Like I existed, and you guys knew I existed for at least 6 years. So I definitely existed.
6 years.
Yeah, because middle school and high school, they're all in the same campus. Not the same school, but the same piece of property.
You know, I did when I was in 10th grade. I went to my 7th grade reunion.
What? Ew.
I went to
but aren't you doing that every day because you're still in the class with the same fucking people?
No, I for 6th and 7th grade I went to a private school that was K through 7, and so all the kids there had been together since kindergarten, and I just came in at the end. But then
and they were forced to move on.
Yeah, 10th
so
grade. 10th grade, they're like, let's all get back together, and so I participated in that.
That makes sense.
And
it's weird you went.
It was weird
because they weren't asking you to come back.
No, they didn't want me there.
But yeah. I get why they would have a reunion. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So Romy and Michele realize it's hard to get a boyfriend and a job. So instead, we'll just lie, which is great. Fun little Easter egg. Mira Sorvino was dating Quentin Tarantino at the time. Sorvino Tarantino.
That is something.
So they put a big Kahuna burger on the bag in
the
sofa
background of their
while they're eating a lot of junk food. Yeah.
Thanks for the Easter egg, bunny.
Fuck you. Well, they get a nice car, they get a flip phone, they're going to pretend that they're very successful, they get business clothes, and
but they're just pretending to be business women.
Yeah, they forget to come up with what their business is, but hey, they'll pretend they invented Post-its. Then they have a fight in the car because as they're planning their lie, Michele doesn't like that the lie doesn't have Romy,
a part for her.
Yeah, although Romy could just say, well, how about I do this part? Michele doesn't actually have any idea.
Yes, Michele does not come up with an idea, but she doesn't like that Romy's idea gives her no credit, but that she said to make them yellow. It's what Michele thought Romy thought of her, and that's just how it came out during a tense situation.
So they're fighting. I was starting to get annoyed. Like, this is what the movie's going to be. They're going to be mad at each other for the rest of the movie before coming back together to time after
reunite.
time. Yeah. Michele declares herself to be the cuter of the two, and Romy's like, I can't believe you think
she's the Mary, cuter. And Romy's the Rhoda. I'm the Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Merkin worshipped the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Okay. Well, he worked on the Newhart show, so that all seems connected.
Well, this does beg the question, Lacey.
Right. Who's the Mary?
Who is cuter?
I do think they're equal.
Coward.
Oh, I mean, I would have probably said Lisa Kudrow, but I like the way I like Mira's look too. Mira?
They are describing themselves and all the cute boys they meet as cute.
That was a very big word.
Cute was big. It was a big time for cute.
Yeah, because you can look cute and you can be cute, and cute can mean hot, or cute can mean like this is a great outfit.
Cute doesn't mean cute. Just doesn't read to me as like, yeah.
It did. He's so
I want to
cute.
fuck that cute guy.
Yeah, it is weird.
I want to fuck that puppy dog.
Oh, okay. It is very weird because it's a very infantile word to have taken off, and I have no idea.
You're so
I don't know why. I mean, but hot was definitely something.
Hot,
people were
behind.
still using fine. He's fine, and like that itself was kind of a throwback from like the 50s.
What word do you like now? I hate all the words people say. You're a thirst trap.
You're making me thirst. I'm parched looking at your body. What
Get me a drink.
I say what a piece. What a hot piece. I don't know what I
what
say.
A piece.
I say he can get it.
I like Foxy.
Okay. I like.
You're a kitty cat.
Ah!
I would never.
No, you wouldn't.
All right. Well, all right. You want to know my answer?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
I too am a coward. I don't know. My
They have
metric.
different qualities.
My metric for like who I think is fine is usually like who reminds me of my wife. And you're obviously way
Nerd.
more of a Michele. But Romy's got something going on. I don't know.
Agreed. They both have really similar bodies, so it's definitely it's Lisa Kudrow's small head and weak chin you might be responding to, but she's gorgeous despite those things. But they are what make me similar to her is my chin or lack of. You're responding to that Romy chin.
We find out because they go into the reunion. And what happens? They're going in separately.
Yeah, I never noticed how many weird things there are about this scene, though. They're going into the Christie room, and it's just Christie Masterson's picture everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, ballrooms are named weird things in hotels. So it's
That's
like, okay,
funny.
the Christie room.
This did look like a very appropriate venue for a reunion.
Yeah. Everything is very pastel. It's kind of like Tim Burton in that way. Like anything fake has this weird pastel, innocent cookie cutter look. Everyone's got the same kind of dress on, just like at prom. Everyone has the same hair. Everyone's wearing the same like color palette, and in black, always in black. Or Romy and Michele.
Mm-hmm. Romy talks to Billy, the boy she had a crush on, and he's now into her. And Romy, or the other one, Michele, is able to successfully pull off the con that she gives a very long explanation of how she invented the adhesive.
Right.
And she pulls it off.
Emulsifying in epoxy.
Yeah. So the actual inventor of the Post-it note said this.
Art Fry.
When people I'm meeting find out that I invented Post-its, they will immediately ask me about Romy and Michele. It's amazing how often the film comes up in my life. I watched it again just the other day and it holds up quite well, but Lisa Kudrow's speech about the glue is complete gobbledygook. Those words have nothing to do with my formula adhesive at all. So that's
what a nice guy.
That's Art Fry. Yeah.
So it is revealed that. Okay, wait. So Michele and Romy both get voted most improved person at this reunion.
Best change for the better.
Best change for the better.
That's funny.
And then you flash forward to
70 years later.
Romy on her deathbed, and Michele calls her for the first time to reunite because she's been sad with no one to
when
talk
this
to.
happens, I see how much time is left in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
Right.
Because you're pointing out that there's like the magnets that were put on Lisa Kudrow's back brace are now turned into giant decorations, and Lisa Kudrow's in her underwear on stage. And I'm an idiot who doesn't realize this is all a dream.
This is a dream sequence, right? A ton of weird, like they're floating above the car. They exit the car by flying through the skylight. You're like, I don't know, this is a dream. And the balloon formations inside the hall where the reunion is taking place are the two magnets that were stuck to Michelle's back brace in the lunch scene from beginning of the movie.
But she has to give a speech in her underwear, but it goes great.
Yeah.
Unlike in Dreams, where you have to do that same thing and it's bad. Everything she says gets applause.
Right, because the bad part of the dream is the fact that they don't ever Romy leaves with Billy and Michele leaves with Sandy, who are all they were ever really trying to get anyway, or men, and they never reunite, but their lives were empty and boring because of it. Mm-hmm. But they still die on Michele dies on her deathbed, flicking her off, saying, "I'm the Mary."
Yeah.
So anyway, and then she wakes up and fuck Romy for this. Let's Michele be sleeping in a convertible parked directly in front of where everyone is entering the actual reunion, and she's just sleeping on the door. That is they were both nervous about this. This is a big deal. They traveled a long way, and that's an embarrassing fucking thing to have to rebound from You know how embarrassed you get when you are caught napping.
I would never.
Okay, so
I don't nap.
napping in front of everybody.
I guess
and
so.
Coming
You
in
were-
all tired.
You were like,
Oh my
you like
God.
stood up and pointed like, that's not okay.
It's not okay.
That's fucked
You know
up.
how long it takes to be like to wake up? She's groggy now.
That's
she could
true.
have woken up a long time
She's not
ago.
going to be doing her best. Yes, I agree
Bitch.
with you, but I don't totally understand your anger. But
It's
I respect
embarrassing.
it.
Okay.
So what happens then?
Well, then they go into the actual reunion,
And
they
it's
are
not
separate.
quite the same.
It's just kind of normal, but there's still all the pastels. Everyone's wearing the same kinds of dresses. They're just not as hokey as the ones that were in the dream sequence. And Lisa Luter, the slightly different person from the A group, she's in a pantsuit and has short
Yes.
hair. And
What's her name? What's this
Lisa-
actress's name?
Oh, the actual actress's name? Is that-
Elaine.
Elaine Hendricks.
Hendricks. Okay, yes. She's like,
Actually, they're not bad. And I remember thinking that character was so cool. Like,
she is
what
the,
a cool haircut.
She is
What a-
the mean stepmom in The Parent Trap and the Lindsay Lohan Parent
Oh
Trap.
fuck yes, okay, that's
And
all right.
apparently this is like some legendary figure on the internet, this character from The Parent Trap. I don't know
Oh.
why,
It's a
but she
celebrity.
says like when people come up to me on the streets, 90% of the time it's for The Parent Trap, but the other 10% is for Lisa Luter.
Right. Anyway, she's in black, notably,
Yes, but the rest of the cool girls are still
Right.
friends with each other, and they're all pregnant housewives now.
and they're all still following Christy Masters' lead. They're all pregnant at
Yes.
the exact same time, drinking shit out of straws.
I have heard from people that at high school reunions, everyone just slips right back into the dynamics that were going
yep.
on in high school. That's
That's
another
interesting.
thing that like I don't want to. That is
I think that would be impossible.
So creepy.
for me. Except for I might feel like an outsider because Kim is the person who always made me feel like an insider, and she would probably not be there. Mm-hmm. And if she were there, I'd just be with her and you, obviously. But
you invite me.
I mean, if you're not going to be weird about it, yeah.
I thank my lucky stars that you and I didn't go to high school together.
I would never talk to you. No,
No, you wouldn't.
You
You're
would
way
be
cooler
nice
than me.
and-
No, but I mean,
wasn't. But you're funny. I might have liked you.
No, I mean it in the. You said it earlier. You don't want to marry the person you meet in high school.
Right, no.
You don't. I mean, hey, instead I met you at the giant old age of 24. But you know, at least we didn't grow up together. At least our worlds aren't so small that the only people we spend our lives with are the same people we knew when we were young.
Right. I'm glad we don't have such a small. I'm glad you don't already know all my stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know all my stories.
Janeane Garofalo shows up unexpectedly. I
Right.
thought she was too cool for the prom or the whatever this
And
is
she,
reunion.
because she ran into Michelle at work, already knows that this is not true. Romy, sorry.
Idiot.
God damn it. I need my poster. There we go. This blows their cover. They only made up this story because they thought Heather was not coming.
Bad plan.
It was a complete. They didn't even look up when were Post-its invented. I guess they knew they were recent.
No, you couldn't. But this was, you know, nobody could just pull
No
out a
one could-
smartphone and be
no.
like Post-its, which is why it's surprising that Heather knows right away.
Well, but she's an inventor. She learned about it in her inventing class. She invented the quick burning paper for Lady Fair cigarettes. Three inventors in one class.
Yeah. So all the cool girls start laughing at Romy. You're a you freak. Get lost, Romy. You're not welcome here. So she goes off and cries, I'm so sad. And now Michelle's like, Romy,
I don't know
it's
how
okay.
she gets her eyebrows to do that. She's got the craziest eyebrow movement. Are you seeing the picture?
Yeah.
She's got one up, one down, but they're both doing a U.
That's why she's an Oscar winner. And then the lead, Christy goes on stage to present an award, and this is my very favorite moment in the movie.
Okay.
What? Hey,
Did I
don't
do
ruin
it in sync with her?
No.
Hi, everybody. Settle down. Hi, I'm Christy Masters Christensen.
So good.
So it's so. It is a person. She's really capturing something. That she's definitely one of my favorite people to hate.
Yeah.
It's a great character. And then at the end, when her dress blows up and you see her giant underwear because she's pregnant, I love that part.
When Michelle stands up to them and she's like,
It's not good.
it is not good. I couldn't decide.
It's
is
believable though.
I guess it is believable. It felt like
It would be a bigger moment.
this should be like, yeah, more snappy sort of.
But this movie is based on moments that actually do exist. These are real dynamics. These people are kind of silly and they're a little over the top, but this movie, more than you think going in, is full of moments that are super relatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says, I hope your babies look like monkeys.
Turn out to look like monkeys. And she is like,
and they're like,
monkeys? That's our least favorite marmalade.
Least favorite of the marmalade family.
Monkey marmalade, I'd
give birth to an orangutan. Okay, Michele is like, Romy, you're a fucking idiot. Let's
just
be
be
friends
ourselves.
again. I had a dream. The worst thing was we weren't friends. Let's take a look.
Can I tell you the truth? I never knew that we weren't that great in high school. I mean, we always had so much fun together. I thought high school was a blast. And until you told me that our lives weren't good enough, I thought everything since high school was a blast. I think we should go back out there as ourselves and just have fun like we always do. The hell with everyone else.
I don't think I can.
Well, do you think you can stop being such a baby?
God, I feel like I've been chasing you all over this reunion. We have come all this way. Now we are going to enjoy ourselves whether you like it or not.
God, Michele, I've never seen this side of your personality before. You're so bossy and domineering. I like it.
Me too.
So many of my mannerisms are from Lisa.
Very good. I mean, she's the best friend, right?
Yes. Yeah, she snapped her out of her bullshit.
No, I meant of the friends on Friends.
Oh, but she's also my best friend.
She wouldn't. Phoebe's not my favorite. Phoebe's not my favorite
not my
character,
favorite.
but I think she's by far the best actor.
Yes. What is it? The Comeback? Is that the show that she
yeah.
did? God, so fucking good. Yes. No, she's amazing. I mean, I would have said Monica maybe, but the fact that I can't say her name right now is probably
Courtney Cox.
Matthew Perry would have been my favorite at the time in terms of funny to watch in a movie, but she's probably the best.
Yeah. When they have their dance time after time. It's nice. Oh, and then
Sandy Frank comes and it turns out he's
Alan Cumming. We didn't mention that.
we should always mention that.
Yeah. Well, it's this is the first time I've seen him play a hunk. He usually
I don't
plays
think he's a hunk.
king
I
of
just
the
think he's
weirdos.
passable and he's rich.
So yeah, they're
He is
best
cute,
friends
though.
again. It's great. And then also
He's got a ducky thing going on, like a pretty in pink ducky.
Okay.
He's a lovable nerd who's kind of cute. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He turns out to be lovely and rich.
And he funds their business.
They do a wonderful dance to time after time. It's like my favorite dance. Me and Kim always try to do this. Not well. Yeah, there's a lot of moves. And it doesn't matter. This is my favorite part of the movie. I mean, or would have.
Is the dance?
Would have been, this scene specific. It's just so sweet.
Yeah, see, I'm missing things by not understanding dancing. I'm just like, I don't know, they're dancing.
Just to be so in sync with somebody and to not care.
They've done it a billion times.
Not with this Tony Award winning theater person, Alan Cumming. Anyway, it just shows how in your own world and how free and how fuck everybody around us and we've got something you don't. Dancing in sync with somebody is just the ultimate. I don't know. It means you're on the same wavelength.
That's why we're not soulmates.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yes, I've played music with people. I do.
That's probably a similar feeling.
Yeah.
You can kind of just start to get what someone else is doing.
Yes. Wait, I know you're listening. You're my muse. You're my Michele.
You're my muse.
You're my muse. Okay. Hey, that's the movie. They release it. Disney does not give it much of a marketing push. And in fact, Disney also has another movie coming out about a high school reunion, Grosse Pointe Blank. You like that movie, right?
I do, because I love John Cusack. But I never think of this movie as a...
But we're looking at the poster right now, and it has Welcome Class of 86. Only 1 year before the Romy class. And so it's just one of those, it's like the phenomenon of twin movies. But in this case, it's the same studio. And Grosse Pointe Blank was produced by fucking, what's her name? I don't know, but she was married to Joe Roth, who was the head of of Disney's movie division. And so it seems like at least the
That's some
people who
home
made
cooking.
the people who made Romy Michele think, yeah, she politicked her way into getting that movie pushed up.
So you can't have two reunion movies by the same studio. This completely. He's like a heisty thing, or not a heist. He's like a fucking.
I always thought it was a crime movie.
It is. It's a. I forget. He's like a hitman. He is a hitman.
Okay. Romy Michele, what is its legacy? Does it make a lot of money? It is a modest hit.
I didn't know that. I just know I like it.
$29 million against a $20 million budget. They didn't give it much of a marketing push. The people who made the movie were let down by Disney's investment in it, and they thought, we had a good time. We like this movie, but it's just one of those things that's going to disappear. But it really gained a second life on VHS, on TV and DVD and streaming.
Okay. That's where I came in.
Yeah. Yeah. Lisa Kudrow said, I thought there was a small pocket of people who really liked Romy and Michele, but that was it. I thought it had been forgotten. Friends was so gigantic for so long that I honestly never realized Romy and Michele became a cult thing.
Okay, I wouldn't have put this in my cult classics category, but I guess it is.
Janeane Garofalo said, young people will run up to me in the middle of the street, stick a camera in my face and say, can you please tell me to fuck off?
Toby, fuck off.
Yeah.
I wonder if people go up to the actress that played Toby and tell her to fuck off.
Probably. I mean, all the people, the oral history talked to everyone. They all really liked it. And they all said they would love for a sequel to be made. They would all come back.
A reunion about a reunion?
I mean, it's like a natural thing. That was the 10 year. This will be the 40 year? I guess it would have to be a 40 year reunion. Disney owns the rights. And I would say and Robin Schiff says she has a treatment for a sequel, and Sorvino and Kudrow are on board, and all the other people are on board.
Even Alan Cumming? Is he coming?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember if Alan Cumming said, yes, I am interested in a sequel. But all the the other people, the Tobys and stuff, they're like, I'd love for a sequel to happen. I bet you would, Toby. I think 2 years ago, a Disney Plus original that's a sequel would have been a slam dunk, like a Hocus Pocus 2. Now the industry's so weird, and I think all the studios are like, we're not doing this bullshit anymore.
Well, the bubble popped. The
streaming
sucks.
thing.
But this is not the same thing. I mean, I guess I don't think of it as the same. I mean, Hocus Pocus has there's not a whole Romy and Michele section at every fucking Spirit Halloween. But
in the oral history, they talked about every bar will do a Romy and Michele night.
Oh, okay.
Tons of drag shows. There was a musical adaptation. I think it would be a hit on streaming, but then who gives a shit? What does it mean? What does it mean for Disney? That is anybody going to subscribe to Disney Plus, which is their whole fucking calculus? Hey,
we're already subscribed because our kids make us. We're not.
I would like to see a sequel. My thoughts on legacy sequels is always just do the people who made the original want to do it?
Right.
If they're excited, then I would love to see it. If not, if it's some studio who's we own the rights to this, can we get Harrison Ford to begrudgingly come back?
Right.
Then no thanks. But here it seems like
it was a good
the love
experience.
is there. They wouldn't bring David Merkin back. I don't think. I think he did a great job with the tone, with the actors. I think the visual stuff is a little distracting. Even before I read how unhappy the studio was with it. With the weird tracking shots, basically.
You always see, that's the blindness I have. You always notice that. I don't notice weird
I'm just
shots.
very sophisticated, I just have an eye.
Maybe you're not noticing all the other important stuff because you're looking at the fucking camera work.
I agree, love.
And the sound. You're so distracted by sound. Oh my God. By sound that is slightly off. I mean, not just about sounds.
Sound mixing.
Sound recording.
Yeah, sound mixing, and it's a thing that's a big problem in modern movies is it's hard to get a good consistent sound, and you'll be constantly playing with your remote, turn it up, turn it down.
Yeah, I just need to hear it. I don't need it.
You tell me all the time to turn stuff down or turn stuff up.
Yeah, I just need to hear it. I don't need to hear it.
Okay, final thoughts, Lacey.
I liked it, but I didn't. I mean, I don't love it. My opinion of it went down a peg, I think.
Interesting.
I think I would have given it a 4, and I think I'm down to a 3.25 maybe. But I don't know. Again, talking through it and knowing the history, which I did not know until we did this episode, it makes it go back up again.
Well, what was worse?
Well, okay, so I always thought of it as like a heartfelt depiction of a great friendship, and when I realized it was a toxic friendship, that just kind of spoiled it for me. Again, I don't rank things always on like good acting. I rank them on like, that wasn't nice. I don't know.
But okay, see, I'd say it's a realistic friend. Like, even the best friendships are a little toxic. They don't have to be like
spoken like a true Romy over there.
I think but Michele does love Romy, does like this friendship. Maybe as an outsider, we're like, this isn't good for you. But who are we to say?
I remember
She's
more
happy.
laughs too. I remember it filling me with joy. And I think because it didn't immediately give me those feelings again, I gave it a bump down. But I still love it.
I give it 3.5. I thought it was very good.
Oh.
I wished it were better.
Fill me up.
I don't know. I liked it a lot. I had fun researching this, and that's that.
If you made it this far, then you better just fucking subscribe or whatever. I mean, you made it this far. Just do it.
You made it this far.
It's all the way to the end.
Hey, if
We're here.
If you're watching on YouTube, please listen to the audio version.
Matt makes a lot of to do about mixing it just so.
That's true.
Come get it. But the mix master.
But the music on Load Bearing Beams is by Rural Route 9. That's my band. Listen to our music on Spotify. Subscribe, iTunes and Spotify. Watch on YouTube.
Oh my God, are you going to sleep? Okay, I love you. Goodbye.
3, 4. Everybody, Load Bearing Beams.